Balloon Beats.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Unhinged Live. As usual, I'm your host, Patrick Hensey, joined this afternoon, this early evening by the man, Jay Lonzo. Today, he's #FireBoone. How we doing, Jalen?
Well, the Knicks lost. The Yankees lost last night. The Knicks were kind of like my only saving grace for the past week and a half. So now that winning streak's gone, but hopefully we'll build a new one, and hopefully the Yankees can start a winning streak tonight.
I like the positivity. Shout out to everybody currently in the chat. Let's take attendance / roll call. You guys know the deal. Shout out to Lori. We got Ed King, Austin, Jamie. We got Glenn, Damian, Stevie, Jaduk Gaming. Appreciate everyone for stopping by. Listen, the Yankees are coming off a brutal loss last night. Let's take a look at the Yankees starting lineup for this evening. I would say for the most part, it's kind of the same, besides finally Odor's out of the cleanup spot. You got LeMahieu, Stanton, Judge, and then Gio Urshela batting cleanup. Gleyber Torres, Aaron Hicks, Clint Frazier, Kyle Higashioka is starting, and then you have Rougned Odor batting ninth. I have to admit, I really like this lineup, actually.
I think this is probably the best, like currently constructed, right? Because I know we want Gary Sanchez to be our starting catcher because his ceiling is higher than Higgy. But with the way that everybody's playing right now, I think this is the best construction of this lineup. Yeah, I mean,
I really have no complaints at all.
Gio's probably our one, if not one of, then the hottest hitters in our lineup.
Oh yeah.
So I like putting him at 4. I like Hicks in the 7 hole. That's probably the only other thing but that really doesn't really matter, like the 6 or 7.
Yeah.
I like this lineup.
Yeah, I really have no complaints. I think one important note to kind of take note of here is that Kyle Higashioka is starting catcher with Corey Kluber on the mound. Aaron Boone did say before today's game that he spoke with Gary Sanchez and they kind of both came to an agreement of sorts, I guess, that Kyle Higashioka is going to be getting more playing time, which we kind of assumed because Higgy's red hot and Gary is still struggling coming off of last season. So it definitely makes sense. I'm not opposed to Higgy starting. I think that he provides the Yankees with something in that lineup that they're missing, and that's like a contact guy from the right side of the plate, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, we talked about it in the chat earlier, just how, like, I personally believe this is more about how well Higgy's playing, less about how much Gary is struggling. I know Gary got off to a pretty good start. Even when we went into Tampa, like, he was still putting together good at-bats, and then he's kind of regressed a little bit since, which is noticeable, and that's fine, but he's doing decent behind the plate. So it hasn't been like a glaring sore thumb type thing where it like Gary's terrible behind home plate. He's been doing fine. I just think Higgy is an improvement in every way so far, at least just this season. I know Gary has better tools and he has a cannon for an arm. We know about his power, but Higgy's hitting like 500 right now, and pitchers love throwing to him. So why wouldn't he get more playing time?
No,
and especially with our starters struggling, why not use any type of mechanism you can to get them going in the right direction? So if we see a good start from Kluber tonight. Like I know he had a good start last time against the Braves. The Braves lineup was kind of struggling, and he couldn't really hold it together through the fifth. But I think if we see a solid like 6 inning start, maybe 1 run from Kluber tonight, it just shows you how pitchers work better with a guy like Higgy. That's not just his framing, but his ability to communicate, like all these different things.
Yeah, and I think that's fair because Kluber's coming off. I guess we could say it was his best start as a Yankee so far, right?
Oh, for
He
sure.
went 4 2/3, 91 pitches. He only gave up 2 runs on 2 hits. So I think this is kind of a Jameson Taillon thing here, where we're looking for him to improve on that good start, but Jameson Taillon kind of regressed from his good start. So if Corey Kluber could come out tonight and absolutely shove against the Orioles, my faith in the starting rotation will go much higher than it was previously. I don't even care about the performance from Kluber. I just want to see some length.
Yeah, that's the thing.
The walks have been killing him.
Well, I mean, the thing about Taillon is that he regressed, but in the first 4 innings, we thought like, okay, this is the guy we traded for. Like it did look like he was continuing to improve. I know his first start was not terrible. I don't know if did he go more than 5 innings against Baltimore?
I don't think so.
It was either 4 or 5, but
I think it was 5.
He gave up those 2 solo home runs, whatever. And then he had the terrible start against Tampa. He didn't look great against Toronto, but this start against Cleveland, like he looked solid, like really solid. Like his fastball had more life. His curveball looked pretty solid. So hopefully Kluber can continue the trend of our starters starting to look a little bit better. But yeah, this length issue is going to be a real problem, and when we get to August and our bullpen is completely taxed, which is a problem we knew that we'd have to build these guys up, but I don't know if anyone was really expecting to overuse the bullpen this much when we added this much starting pitching.
No, I know. I mean, we talk about all the time how good the Yankees bullpen has been so far to start the season, right? Yeah. But it kind of means nothing because they're going to be gassed by the summertime if they have to keep being used at this amount. It's kind of ridiculous how much the Yankees have to use their high leverage guys in the bullpen. Even last night was a perfect opportunity where they didn't have to waste all those guys in the pen, especially in a game where you're losing to the Orioles and you have Davy Garcia on the mound. Bro, he could have easily gone more than 4 innings. I know I'm not wrong for saying that.
No, you're not. I think I don't understand. My problem with the Yankees and the way that they handle starting pitching, I have a lot of issues with the Yankees, but just specifically how they handle starting pitching is if they have an issue with getting length out of their starters, right? Obviously, we're excluding Garrett Cole from this conversation, but if you're worried about the pitchers that you have going 3 times through the lineup, then you need other starting pitchers. That the problem is not your game plan. The problem is the personnel. If it's an issue where, oh yeah, we really like Taillon, however, we don't want him facing the lineup more than a crappy Baltimore Orioles lineup or Cleveland Indians, like these different lineups that like just have been sucking and just not good. And you can't have them face the lineup the 3rd time through. Why are we going after these starting pitchers? Go after guys who you trust to go around 3 times, like trading for Max Scherzer or just like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't really understand. Like if you don't trust Davy Garcia to go 3 times through the Baltimore Orioles lineup, then he shouldn't be starting Major League Games for you.
But that's my thing. I mean, we could even go back to the postseason last year. If you don't trust Davy Garcia to go around the Rays lineup once, you have a serious issue because that was a guy who was kind of your number 2 all season behind Garrett Cole. And then you go into the playoffs and you don't trust him pitching more than 1 inning. I think the Yankees kind of need to change their philosophy a little bit and just have faith in the younger guys.
Have faith in the guys, period, though. Like, I understand Kluber's coming off an injury, so I get working him a little bit slowly. But, like, bro, we're almost in May. The guy should be ramped up by now. Like this should not be an issue where we're struggling to find starters who can go 5 innings when we get into the All-Star break. Like that's I feel like we're trending in that direction. I know we have a little bit of ways to go, but like it really feels like we're gonna get to the All-Star break and we're gonna keep talking about how our starters don't go deep in the games and we're gonna have to waste bullpen and people are gonna get tired. Like that shouldn't be the issue. If you sign these guys, especially a guy like Kluber, who you paid $11 million, you should trust that he should be able to give you some length out of the or to start the game.
I agree. And listen, hopefully Kluber can give the Yankees some length to start the game today. Hopefully they don't have to milk the bullpen too much because they did have to use a lot of their top guys last night. Let's kind of look back on last night really quickly, right? Because me and Brian hopped on the post game yesterday, and it was just kind of just like emotions running high, right? Especially after that last play. I mean, I feel like I would kind of prefer to lose a game if the bats just went silent all night rather than just losing on just total incompetence all around the field from Aaron
Yeah.
Boone not knowing whether or not he should be challenging. They're calling the clubhouse. Just challenge the call, bro. And he finally admitted today that he should have challenged the call without consulting the clubhouse first. Aaron Judge shouldn't be going to third on that play. But what kind of pisses me off the most was Boone's comments after the game. And he said that he was being bullied by the home plate umpires. It doesn't make sense. I don't know how that just popped on the screen. It's really random. But it's just frustrating when like our team is kind of struggling at this point, and our manager, rather than like showing some sort of fire, which he did last night, and I was kind of excited to see it, but then he comes after the game and said he felt like he was being bullied. Like, why are we playing the victim?
No, yeah, I'm. Listen, bro. You see my name for tonight. I'm very over Aaron Boone. I'm tired of all the softness. I'm tired of all the annoying post game quotes that make our team look extremely soft, and not even look extremely soft. We are extremely soft. Everyone in the organization is soft, I guess, except Garrett Cole and Luke Voigt. Those are probably the only two people I don't think are soft. But just
Derek Dietrich.
Yeah, I guess. I don't even. I mean, I haven't considered him a Yankee yet. But like,
Sure.
they're probably afraid to call him up because he might show some actual, heart.
No, I know.
Passion. Like, I just, bro, Aaron Boone is so soft. Like, how are you? First of all, it's towards the end of the game. I believe it was the top of the eighth, right? When that play happened, and like, I just don't understand how you could be so. Well, I can't understand. It's that training of like, listen to what we say and don't do anything until we give you the okay. And it's just like he is so whipped into this belief that I have to get the okay from upstairs before I make any decision, or else I'll be in trouble with Daddy Hal and Uncle Brian. Like, it's just so frustrating because almost every Yankee fan watching would have challenged that call right away.
No, easily. But like,
even if you get it wrong, it's the eighth inning. What are you going to do with that challenge?
No, I know. Like, here's my question, right? So, like what's going on in California? Like, they're doing like a re-election because like people signed like enough signatures to have like a recall election. What if we get that done for the Yankees manager spot?
It won't matter, bro. The Yankees are such a machine at this point.
We could start a we should start a GoFundMe.
Bro,
is that even how it works? Like,
I don't know. But all I know is that the Yankees are they're so run like a business instead of a baseball team and a franchise, an organization, a sports competitive organization. They're ran like a business. They make almost all of their decisions are based around financials, are based around what makes sense for the owners. And
yeah, they run like a business.
And it's frustrating because at times it looks like the business part of it will lead to baseball success, like investing in the team as far as paying a guy like Garrett Cole $324 million. But things like that are done so that they could sell tickets because they know we have terrible starting pitching.
It's an investment.
Right, and they know exactly. It's a hefty investment for sure. Like, we know they haven't done that often, but they felt like that was the investment to make. It was a good investment because Garrett Cole is amazing, and they know Yankees fans love him and will always love him and cherish him. And I hope he stays with us forever. And he's the best person ever. But seriously, and he's an investment. He's not brought in because, oh, we think Garrett Cole is the final piece of the puzzle. Like, maybe Brian Cashman thinks that way, but Hal Steinbrenner has no interest in. It looks like he's okay. You know what, Cashman? This guy will make us some money. So here's the open checkbook. Go spend on him.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we would have had a lot more players that would have propelled us to wins. I know Patrick Corbin hasn't looked great this year, but Patrick Corbin's a great example of that.
For a second, I thought you were about to say that like I didn't look too great this year, and I was kind of a little bit upset because I feel like I've been doing pretty good. But I completely understand what you're saying. I do want to bring up Lori's comment because I think this is kind of the reason why we're frustrated here. She says it was an embarrassment that the manager of the New York Yankees goes on TV and whines that he felt bullied. that's kind of where my frustration stems from, because here's your team, kind of on an upward trend heading into this Baltimore series. I know they lost the last game in Cleveland, but they took 3 out of 4. Like they won 1 out of 2 from Atlanta, so they were definitely trending in the right direction. We were hoping for a sweep of Baltimore, right? You could still take 3 out of 4, but obviously you want to make a mark on the first game of the series, especially going up against Matt Harvey. Yeah. And here you are, kind of just not setting a tone in the clubhouse. The tone you're setting in the clubhouse is like a victim mentality. And in baseball, that doesn't work too well, just because you don't want these guys feeling sorry for themselves. If they feel sorry for themselves, they're just going to we're going to see more Gleyber Torres incidents where guys are just walking to first with their head down after hitting a grounder. You don't want fire in the clubhouse.
It doesn't work well in anything. It's not, you should never, or just pertaining to sports at least, should never blame, pity yourself for struggling, for situations that don't go your way. Just hold yourself accountable. That's, especially as the manager, your role is accountability. That's the main priority for a baseball manager, is accountability, and in-game decision making. And both of those things, Aaron Boone is absolutely terrible at. The main 2 things that you need a manager to do, he is awful at. And he's not. He hasn't even gotten better. It's just constant lack of accountability, constant softness, constant. Oh, the Kevin Cash said something about us that's very frightening. So what, bro? Grip up. Get your guys. That should be. You know what? You walk into the clubhouse and you have a screenshot of the tweet and you pin it to the board. You make everyone look at it and you don't even say a word and you walk out. That's how you should handle that. Not.
I agree.
Oh, it's frightening, because then other guys on the team are like, yeah, that is kind of frightening. I'm not gonna lie. Damn, we should be scared. And then now look, the Rays own us, because they are in our heads every time they play us. And then now, Aaron Boone finally showed. I think the umpire was wrong. Even if Aaron Boone was correct in the situation, he handled it the way he should have. He yelled about it, got ejected, didn't ignite anything in the team, because it almost just feels empty. Yeah. Usually when a manager gets ejected, it ignites, even if you don't win the game, it ignites some kind of rally, or the guys to get fired up and want to rally behind your manager, because they feel like he's going out for us. It just almost felt like Boone is going to do that. And everyone knew. If you looked at our chat after Boone got ejected, everyone was like, yeah, I can't wait till he apologizes or plays the victim in the post game. And that's exactly what he did.
Yeah. And you know what my thing is? I think we should just listen. I think kind of the most important thing coming from this is we're talking about, right? The mentality in the clubhouse, kind of what this does to impact the team moving forward. I think that if the Yankees can come out tonight and kind of just rake, and kind of just put everything that happened last night behind them, I would feel much more confident about this team moving forward. But based on what we've seen from the past, and kind of how when they face any sort of adversity, kind of like what they did last night, and we expect them to come out the next day and perform their asses are on fire, they don't. So I think tonight's really important to see how they kind of move on from that and kind of just push forward, because they need to push forward. They can't just keep thinking about it. And I think the fact that Boone was still talking about it in the pregame press conference is kind of frustrating, because that's something that you should just leave behind at this point.
It's an April game against the Baltimore Orioles. Obviously, we're upset about it as Yankee fans, but just as quickly as we start the next day's pregame is as quickly as we should expect the Yankees manager to not be talking about something that happened last night, something so negative. You address it within the team, you move on from it, and you go out and get a win the next day. It just feels like every time the Yankees are faced with adversity, the only time they've really handled adversity well is when they went to Cleveland. Yeah. That was those 3 games they faced adversity. After the Atlanta game, they fell behind 3-0. I think in all 3 games, the first 3 games, and then came back and won all, or except the Cole game. But that was the only time I really saw them battle back from adversity. Other than that, it's just been okay, they hit rock bottom last night. They must come out tomorrow they have nothing to lose and play their hearts out, and it's just never there.
Yeah, and I want to bring up Matty T Gaming's comment really quick. He says, never heard of the pitcher tonight. Come on, Yanks, just hit the ball. I was talking with Jalen about this before we went live. I was like, have you ever heard of Bruce Zimmerman? Because he's who's on the mound tonight for the Orioles. So he has a 4.57 ERA so far this season, and he's lost his last 2 starts out of after posting quality starts in the first 2 outings of the year. Listen, this is the type of thing where I could see it going so bad for the Yankees just because he's a lefty and they've never faced him before, as far as I'm concerned. So if they can't hit him tonight after being just wiped out by Matt Harvey last night, I'm going to be a little bit concerned. I'm going to be a little bit frustrated, especially if you lose the first 2 to Baltimore. I don't know. But, Jalen, you know what I want to talk about really quick?
What's up?
Unhinged KC.
Oh, goodness.
Now, you know I had to touch on this just because it's kind of weird because everyone seems to be jumping on the Royals bandwagon across baseball. You have Jeff Passan tweeting about them, MLB Network. I got a great text from Derek before. I'm going to read it out for the chat. Derek said, his wife said, "Why did you just yell BS?" And he said, MLB Network just said no one saw the Royals hot start coming. Bro, like this was so evident before the season started. The Royals have a really, really good lineup that's so versatile. And like they could just piece together, they could like just dominate pitching staffs. I think the only thing that will prevent the Royals from like actually keeping up, because right now they have the best record in baseball. I think the only thing that would prevent them from kind of building upon this is their pitching staff.
I think the one thing about the Royals that is interesting to me is, like I kind of said it early in the season, they are what the Blue Jays would be if the Blue Jays were in the AL Central.
Yeah.
So I think if the Blue Jays were in the AL Central, they would dominate that division. Well, not dominate, but they would be right there with the White Sox. And right now the White Sox kind of got off to a little bit of a slow start. And I think the Blue Jays would just absolutely dominate the rest of the team in that division. And so the Royals kind of are like the Blue Jays Central. They have a very deep lineup. I think they're not quite on that level yet. I think the Blue Jays lineup is a little bit better, but Danny Duffy has looked great to start the year. I think if they maybe continue this for a little bit more amount of time, maybe until like late June, maybe they become buyers at the deadline.
That's what I'm saying.
Bring in I'm not going to say the name because I'm tired of hearing about it in our chat. Maybe they bring in a couple starting pitchers and they can make a run. Anything's possible in baseball. That's why I love baseball so much, because I feel like we were kind of talking about with the Knicks the other day, or I think yesterday. In most other sports, especially basketball, you kind of have an idea of like the 4 or 5 teams that are going to be in contention at the end of the year. With baseball, there's always like 1 or 2 surprise teams.
Yeah.
And when they surprise you, it's not like they surprise you and then just fall off at the end of the year. Like there's teams that make it to the World Series sometimes. Like the 2015 Mets. The 2015 Mets was one of those teams where they were way better than they were supposed to be. They traded for Cespedes, and the next thing you know, they're in the World Series. And
2019 Nats, bro. I mean, they won it all. Like, who would have ever predicted that at the beginning of the year?
Against the Astros, that 3-headed monster rotation, like that was another example of it. And I just think the Royals are. I'm not going to say they're going to win the World Series, but baseball is one of those sports where anything could happen. And I think when you have an offense like that, they seem to all get along, they have fun. All those things matter. So
I mean, also Amy, 2017 Yanks. Yeah, the 2017 Yanks, they came out of nowhere as well. But hear me out. At the deadline, if the Royals are still doing pretty good, a Cueto-esque move could be in the works with another trade with Cincinnati. I'm not gonna say the name, but like Jalen.
Future Yankee Luis Castillo.
I'm just saying. Bro. The pages are turning too perfectly towards that.
I don't think the Reds will trade Castillo for 2 reasons. One, because say he continues to suck the rest of the season until the deadline, they're not going to trade him when his value's at his lowest.
Fair.
And 2, if he starts pitching really, really well, the Reds might turn it around and make a run in the NL Central. So they're not going to trade him. The NL Central is super, 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 super.
It is
super weak. It's weak.
And it's wide open for anybody.
They have a team that could potentially win that division. So I just don't see them trading him during the season. I think if they do trade him, it'll be more of a off-season move. Just when they have a little bit more clarity about where they stand after the season's over.
We'll see. But going back to the Yankees really quick, I do want to address one thing, and that's kind of the role of the cleanup spot in the lineup. It seems like ever since Luke Voit has been injured to start the season, the Yankees can't seem to find anyone to fill in that cleanup spot. And I think Aaron Judge has struggled as a result of it, simply because he's not really getting the same pitches to hit. Because if you, for the most part, within the past week or so, the Yankees have just been plugging in Mike Ford and Rougned Odor at the cleanup spot. Because of that, Aaron Judge has zero protection in the lineup. See, I did one of your things there. But no, like, bro, it's so aggravating because Rougned Odor, as much as like he's had like clutch hits, he's not a cleanup hitter, like at all. And neither is Mike Ford. Maybe 2019 Mike Ford, sure. But bro, since that, like, he hasn't proven us anything that he should be batting fourth in the lineup.
No, maybe at the alternate side he's a four-hitter, but no, I think the interesting thing is I really do like the adjustment as much flack as I give Aaron Boone. I do like the adjustments he's made with the lineup, given the circumstances. I think the fact that he moved Stanton to 2 so he could get more pitches to hit, I do really like that. It has hurt Judge a lot though, and I think once Voit comes back, he's going to plug right into that 4 spot. You move Gio to 5, Gleyber to 6, and the lineup just lengthens that much more.
Yeah. Listen, shout out to Stevie Bats with the $5 dono. Appreciate you, Stevie. You're the man. All I want to do is win tonight. Stevie, all I want to do is win tonight. All I want to do is win every night. But you know what? Here's my thing, Jalen. Even if you lose the baseball game, you're still a winner at the end of the night. Bro, I consider it a victory to wake up every morning with a smile on my face and just smell the sunshine.
All right, everybody, that's going to do it for our stream. Be sure to click the link in the description.
No, but seriously, like, okay, but here's my thing. It's like, obviously we want to win every single night, but I think we kind of have to take the good with the bad, right? In order to really appreciate when the Yankees go on like a 10-game win streak, we need to go through the rough patches.
Well, that's why that 3-game win streak against Cleveland felt so amazing.
Oh, I know.
Because we won. First of all, we did not play great in those games. We had like a stretch of 3 innings where some guys just hit home runs, and that's why we won those games. Like, and then obviously we won the 3rd game because of Garrett Cole. That's really it. Like, if we didn't hit home runs in those series, which we haven't been doing all year, we don't win those games, and we get swept in Cleveland. We were down 3-0 in the first 2, and the first inning of the first 2 games, so we were already kind of just out of it. I remember we were like sweating Herman's start, and we were just like, Josh Naylor's gonna hit a tank here. Like, that's how he was really
thinking. Bad all series.
Well, he's a bad player. I don't understand how he was so good in that 2-game series. He's not a good player. I was saying, like, if Josh Naylor is your starting right fielder and your 4-hitter, then you probably don't have a great team.
Oh, yeah. But, bro, you could say the same thing about the Yankees. Like, if you're starting Rougned Odor as your 4th hitter, like, you probably don't have that great of a team.
Sure, but at least Odor has, like, been a successful major league player before, and he was hot at the time. He did have a good series in Cleveland, so I think that's a little bit different. But but it's true though. It still holds true. The Yankees lineup has not been good. The Yankees are sub 500. So
I know
it is a little bit of an indication.
Jalen, I want to bring up just one picture for you, and it's of Rougned Odor when he was with the Rangers. Now, I was kind of looking at this picture the other day. I was like, there's no way you could tell me that this is the same guy that's currently on the Yankees.
No, it doesn't.
Bro, they don't look like the same people at all. Like,
I want to see it.
Let me show you really quick. You're telling me that this is the Rougned Odor that's currently on the Yankees?
He looks so much more badass.
No, I know.
But that's what the Yankees, bro. That's what the Yankees do to you. Like, bro, yo, I'm not gonna lie. I don't have
tattoos.
I was just gonna say I feel like the Yankees like made him cover up his tattoo.
But I've never noticed it before.
They asked Gleyber to cover up his tattoos.
Did they actually?
Yeah, that's why he wears that sleeve on his left arm and the band on his right. Or I think it's
one
of the
an actual thing? Because like Loizaga doesn't cover up his.
But they're not as visible as Gleyber's.
Bro, his arm's covered.
Gleyber's is like fully tatted up.
So is Loizaga.
Show me Loizaga pitching. I want to see.
I'll show you Loizaga pitching. But I mean, Gleyber has that one on his neck now too.
Yeah, but that's like, you can't really do much about that.
No, I guess make him wear like a neck guard. I mean, all right, let me pull up this picture of Loizaga. He's definitely gotten more as the years have gone by.
There was some Twitter report. I think it was like 2019. And they were talking about how the Yankees. It was when McCutcheon. Remember McCutcheon said that thing about the Yankees
Yes.
hair thing. It was like right after that. Somebody else put up a story. I think it was like Eric Boland or one of those. I forget the guy's name, but yeah, there was a little story about how he wears that to cover up his tattoos because of the Yankees.
All
Like
right.
they had a conversation with him about it. They didn't like require him to, but yeah,
I mean, like,
he's also a pitcher, so it might be harder for him to cover it up.
maybe. I mean, I guess they wouldn't force him to wear a sleeve. But bro, it doesn't make any sense. Like, bro, if the dude has tattoos, let him rock.
Does Chapman have to? I feel like Chapman definitely covers his tattoos.
Bro, Chapman's covered. But my thing is
but he
like,
covers them.
but yeah, I don't know if he wears the sleeves because the Yankees make them or just because like
No,
that's.
I don't think they would ever tell Stanton to do anything. He's so intimidating.
That's true. Did you say Stanton?
Chapman. I may
I
have
thought
said
you said-
Stanton.
I think you said Stanton. I was like, they
Whatever.
probably will tell Stanton to do stuff.
Both, maybe, yeah. Actually, because Stanton's kind of soft.
Yeah. No, but I thought that was so crazy because like, bro, like Rougned Odor looks nothing like he used to. Like, it's almost like he's been cloned,
Bro,
and like
that's the Yankee like regression pattern that we have. It's like all these guys who have all this like charisma and swag and character. They come to the Yankees and it's just like completely gone. And it's not just because of the beard, like it's everything. You can't have long hair, you can't wear flashy shoes, you can't do like all this different stuff.
Gardner got fined for white cleats.
Yeah, I know. And even there was a thing that A-Rod talked about where he got fined because he had too much pine tar in his helmet. So he started using
Oh my god.
He started using rosin bags, and when the Yankees first started with the matte helmets with their away uniforms, his whole helmet was like completely white because they fined him for using pine tar.
So hear me out. Like, I kind of like the matte helmets when they first brought them up, but I kind of miss the glossy ones.
I like the glossy. I like both. I think it depends on who's wearing it. And
True.
also just have bad vibes with the matte ones now because it just reminds me of us playing in Houston and losing.
I know. Austin Lugo says, how you feel about Devi getting sent down? Now, I'm not surprised whatsoever. We mentioned this on the pregame yesterday that even if Devi went out there, pitched a perfect game last night, he was still being sent down. Like, there's no chance that he was ever going to stay up. I believe they did bring up Michael King in his replacement, though. So I guess it's solid that Michael King's up. I think the Yankees have severely misutilized. I don't want to say misutilized, underutilized him. I think his presence on this team could have been felt a lot more.
No, I agree with you. I'm kind of. It's weird to look at how the Yankees do this whole like call a guy up for a start, send him down, call another guy up, and then use him as a long man, and then call another. Like, I just wish we could just have like I know sometimes it works, because you have more fresh arms, but it shouldn't be like such a consistent thing. It should be maybe we do it like here and there when we have a long extra inning game, and then now let's call up a guy who can give us more innings, or right before a doubleheader when you add a 27th man, like things like that. It shouldn't be every fifth time through the rotation you're calling up a different guy and then sending down a different guy and waiting 10 days. Like, it just feels like we don't have any. There's no stability.
Mike Tauchman has been traded.
To where?
To the Giants for Wandy Peralta, a left-handed reliever.
So
what?
What does that mean?
Why was bro? I'm gonna be sick to my stomach. There's no way, bro. What?
I'm so confused. I mean, okay, to calm down everybody's crazy reactions, Tauchman has not played well this year.
Okay, but Jalen, he's better than Brett Gardner, bro.
He is, but let me bring up your spirits a little bit more. Maybe this opens the door for Derek Dietrich?
I don't think so. I mean, if it did, I
don't think. Wait, where do you see this? No. Where do you see this?
What's his face? Jack Curry just tweeted it out. Chat, I'll pull up the tweet. If anybody wants.
Can you pull up Wandy Perez stats, please? I need to feel some kind of
Wandy Peralta, Jalen.
Whatever frick his name. A lefty reliever? Oh goodness.
Oh my! I'm just so confused.
That's all we've got.
Confused.
That's all we got for Mike Tauchman.
Chat, here's the tweet. Yankees have traded Mike Tauchman to the San Francisco Giants for Wandy Peralta, a lefty reliever.
How did Jack Curry get the first scoop?
And why did this happen like now? The game starts in like 30 minutes.
He has a 5.4 ERA.
Let's look up Wandy Peralta. I love how this is breaking news on live right here.
Can you play like
highlights or something?
Yeah, something to make me feel a little bit better.
Let me go on YouTube, see if I can find some Wandy Peralta highlights.
Mike Tauchman definitely requested a trade. He definitely requested a trade.
So, bro, I really like him, bro.
Watch Mike Tauchman become like an all-star left fielder now or center fielder.
So what does this mean for Lucas Littke?
What do you mean?
Because, like, why do you need another lefty reliever?
It must be one of those guys that like the Yankees think they can fix again. I don't know.
I get it, but you have Wilson and Britton's coming back too, so you need 4 lefty relievers in the bullpen.
Pat, this makes no sense. There's no like.
No. All right, here's your boy.
Okay, how hard does he throw?
I don't know.
88, 86, 87, 88, 88,
90,
88,
90.
Oh my
95.
God.
Bro, he looks like Nestor Cortez Jr. All right, chat. Everyone just say a prayer for Mike Tauchman.
Listen, Mike Tauchman, I want to give you your flowers. Thank you for your contributions to the New York Yankees. We did believe in you. We did support you. We did think that you should have been starting ahead of Gardy whenever Clint Frazier did not play. We thought you should have gotten a chance to show that you have, that you are still your 2019 version of yourself. We thought you should have even gotten some chances to bat leadoff. And you know what? I think everyone was surprised when you were on the opening day roster in 2019 and you proved everyone wrong. You hit a home run against the Red Sox and a triple against Chris Sale, and that was amazing. So thank you for those memories. You're an amazing outfielder. Thank you for stealing second and stealing third earlier in the season and manufacturing runs for us because we clearly can't score any other way. We do appreciate any time that you took at-bats away from Brett Gardner, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. We hope that you become the star that we know you're capable of being. Thank you for this catch. By the way, that catch was my screensaver for about a year and a half.
Really?
Yeah, that might have been one of the coolest moments of that year. The picture was so dope. But yeah, Mike Tauchman, this is very, it's not even bittersweet. It's just bitter. It's just all around bitter. I hope Wandy paralysis can become
Peralta.
I hope that he can become a good, one of those things, but like, man, this is just really sad to hear. I know this is I feel like I'm delivering a eulogy.
No, but, I know.
Bro, I'm upset because you know why I'm upset? Not because Mike Tauchman's kind of sucked this year, but like, I just don't.
He hasn't gotten consistent playing time though.
Well, yes, I understand that, but I'm just saying, like, well, to be fair, everyone sucked, but I am not upset because we're losing Mike Tauchman because he was clearly not going to play anyway. Like, he was clearly never going to get that chance. So I said they should have traded him to begin with. My problem is 2 things. One, I feel like we should have traded. If we were going to trade him, we should have traded him in the offseason when we could have gotten more for him. When there was like people bidding for him. I just feel like we could have gotten a lot more, especially if we sold to like the White Sox or something when they had Eloy Jimenez go down. So, okay, I'm fine with them trading him. My other problem is I have no idea what this means for the construction of this roster. Like, does that mean, because it's showed that they have kind of realized Brett Gardner is not who they thought he was. Like, they've pinch hit Clint for him multiple times now. They've started Clint even after struggling. Brett Gardner's been terrible in the last like week or so, or 2 weeks now. So I'm just very confused as to like what this means. Is this we're gonna only have 3 guys on the bench now, and Peralta is gonna be added to our bullpen, and we're just gonna go with what would it be? 14 and 12. So
I guess so, yeah.
14 pitchers and 12
I'm assuming Peralta's going to be on the roster, right?
I mean, he has to be. But like, why? Why?
Oh my God. They called up Tyler Wade.
Okay, but that makes sense for today.
Why not Dietrich, bro?
I don't know.
Bro, why is Tyler Wade back now? So we basically just replaced Tauchman with Wade.
I think Tyler Wade's on the taxi squad, so he was already in Baltimore. Dietrich is still at the alternate site.
I get it, but there's no chance Wade's gonna go like directly. I bet you Wade is just replacing Tauchman, and Peralta's just gonna go to the alternate site.
Well, that wouldn't make much sense.
But okay, do the Yankees ever make sense?
Listen, I'm not gonna lie. This team is losing me, bro. I'm gonna always be a Yankees fan, of course, but this is tough. I don't understand.
What? Listen, shout out to Ruben Cruz with the $5 dono.
Shout out to Ruben.
I think he kind of said it perfectly here. Shout out to you, Ruben. Stop it. Tauchman hasn't sucked. Hasn't even been given a chance. They should have traded social justice warrior Hicks. That's a brutal comment. Who doesn't even want to play. Now, here's my thing.
I disagree with that comment entirely. I think Tauchman, or not entirely, I think he hasn't been given a chance, but when he has played, he has sucked. So that's true. And I'm not even going to address the part about Hicks because that was just whatever. But Tauchman has sucked this season, but so has the entire Yankee lineup besides Gio, pretty much. Like I feel like I just don't understand. This is so dumb. No, like, why are we trading Tauchman for a reliever, bro?
Here's my thing. I agree with Ruben when he says like you can't blame Tauchman for not performing pretty well because he hasn't even gotten the chance.
No, but
to kind of like
I'm not saying
Hicks. Wait. Like to knock Hicks for like off the field things. Like, bro, who cares what his personal like beliefs are in anything? Like that's nothing to knock Hicks about. If you're gonna knock Hicks for his playing time on the field, sure, but like whatever he says off the field has nothing to do with it.
Even that would be dumb because Hicks has been playing well as recently. But my thing is not
you for the dono, Ruben.
I'm not saying that Tauchman it's Tauchman's fault. It's just kind of like what we talked about Clint. Like I just feel like I'm not mad about them trading him just off purely the fact that I know he was never going to get a fair shot on this team. So it's like it's how we talk about Clint. It's like if we know or when they weren't playing him, they've been playing him more consistently now. But like if you're not going to play him consistently, then trade him and get something for him. But the Yankees have now they haven't given Tauchman a chance. Then they trade him and they get like they don't get the full value that they could have gotten for him.
Listen,
I hope that I'm wrong. I hope Wandy Peralta can be the next Zach Britton, but like
no, I know. Apparently, like looking at his like advanced metrics here, Wandy Peralta is kind of like a diamond in the rough.
I'm tired of looking for diamonds in the rough, bro. Like
I know, but it's like I mean, looking at his like percentile rankings, he looks like he's a pretty solid reliever. But then again, do the Yankees need a solid lefty reliever?
Is our bullpen the issue?
Is there something about Britton we don't know about?
I hope not. I don't know, bro.
I'm just, and then the fact that like Tyler Wade is replacing Tauchman tonight, that just like it makes things. Oh my God, I'm really gonna miss Mike Tauchman. Chat, like this isn't even me overreacting. Like you guys know, like I was a firm believer all offseason. Like Mike Tauchman needed to be given the opportunity to be the Yankees' fourth outfielder. We've been saying like he should be playing over Hicks at times. He should be playing over Clint, and the Yankees refused to give him that opportunity. And it just sucks because Tauchman was he carried us for a solid part of 2019 between his defense. Bro, the dude was electric offensively. I'm really going to miss Mike Tauchman just because it's one of those cases where it's a what if. Like, what if the Yankees did give him an opportunity to shine, you know?
Bro, you know what really bothers me about stuff like this is like the Yankees always seem to choose the wrong guys. Like the Yankees always seem to give life to the people that should not remain on the team anymore. Like refusing to trade Andar, and now look at him. Refusing to trade Clark Schmidt, and I know he still can become a contributor in the future, but now look at him right now. Refusing to trade Florio, he has like 4 major league at bats. Now we're leaving. We're choosing Mike Ford and Tyler Wade over Mike Tauchman, and I know that's going to come around and bite us in the ass. And Brett Gardner, by the way, is another one that we're choosing over Mike Tauchman.
You know what the worst part about this is, chat? Let me just remind you guys. If the Yankees didn't re-sign Brett Gardner this offseason, Mike Tauchman would still be a New York Yankee.
I can't believe we're saying that he's not a Yankee anymore. Like, that's kind of crazy. But I do. Let's stop. All right. I know I'm gonna always sound like the Hicks apologist. I don't. This has nothing to do with Aaron Hicks. Why are we? Why is everyone? Why does people still hate Aaron Hicks? He's been playing well. Like, I don't understand,
Listen,
bro.
Aaron Hicks might be like the new #1 most hated guy on the Yankees.
He's
crazy.
He's overtaken Stan. It's anything that happens to the Yankee. Like Garrett Cole could be like traded, and they'd be like, "See, if we would have just not signed Hicks,
you would have benched Hicks, bro. Like everything would be fine."
I don't understand. Like Hicks has been playing well. What else? I don't understand what you like. We don't have Mike Trout. I don't know what you guys expect. Like,
all right.
I think once you just start not liking a player, you're always gonna not like that player.
Like us with Tyler Wade
and Brett Gardner. Like Brett Gardner could play well, and then we're just like, yeah, but see, like that one game, like,
bro. Like he's still trash though. Don't mind me.
Yeah,
I do want to bring up Hicks's kind of splits in the last few games or so, just because I know with the eye test he looks like he's been better, but I do want to see like stats wise if he's actually improved.
Yeah,
a bit.
I'm gonna look at that thing that I found also.
So Aaron Hicks's last, I mean, like he's better, but he's still not good. In his last 11 games, he's batting 189 with a 268 on base.
See, like that's not good.
That's but not
he has looked better.
His at bats have looked better, sure.
I also just don't think he's the issue in the Yankees lineup anymore not because he's been good, but because he was our 3-hitter, and when he's doing stuff like that in the 3-hole, it's way worse. But again, like I'm gonna continue to say, and we can move on from. I'm not saying he's a good player, and I'm saying him hitting in the 3-hole is very different than him hitting in the 9-hole. And if you give us better at bats in the 9-hole, I'm okay with that. But this has like you can not like Hicks all you want for whatever your reasons are, but this has nothing to like Mike Tauchman has nothing to do with Hicks.
I'm really upset about Mike Tauchman. I don't know if I'm like a little bit of an overreaction here, but like
I'm upset about the return, bro.
I know. I feel like you could have gotten so much more, or at least like use Tauchman in a package to get like someone better. I feel like getting Wandy Peralta is one of those like another bargain bin things, right?
No, it is. It's exactly what it is. It's like this is the new Yankees. We don't give guys chances, and then we trade them for potential. We traded diamond in the rough for a diamond in the rough.
Bro, this is a guy with a career 4.72 ERA, and he's been in the league since 2016. Like
I thought he was older. His name sounds familiar.
I think you're thinking of Wandy Rodriguez, maybe.
Probably.
I mean, he's 29, but like, bro, this is Tauchman for a dude with a 5.4 ERA. Cashman hasn't left the clearance rack. Sean, I think you kind of have it spot on here. It's frustrating, bro. I hate
but this
that
is
we're
like
still on this, but I love Tauchman.
This is what we've kind of talked about, bro. It's like I understand that Brian Cashman can only really do what Hal Steinbrenner allows him to do, but I just feel like Brian Cashman just kind of allows Hal Steinbrenner to leave all his fingerprints as far as like a business operation rather than doing things that can give the Yankees competitive advantages. They want financial advantages, which is not winning baseball games. So I just don't really understand what Cashman like. I don't know if the decisions are mutual. I don't know if it's Hal Steinbrenner saying you have this amount of money to work with, make it work, and then Cashman does stuff like this on his own. Obviously, he needs to get them cleared, but like. Bro, I don't understand.
No, I know. Listen, hear me out. I know you love Aaron Hicks, right?
But I know like, that's not no. I cleared this up. I cleared this up last time. I do not love Aaron Hicks. I just think he gets way more hate than he deserves.
Okay, sure. But so you're an Aaron Hicks apologist.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, there you go. Like I would say that I would have liked to see Mike Tauchman kind of start over him more than he did so far this season. Just because like, bro, Mike, I mean, I'm beating a dead bush here, but like, bro, Mike Tauchman just is that even like a thing?
A dead horse?
Yeah, but I was like, a horse might be too brutal.
You combined beating around the bush and beating.
I'm beating a dead bush. I kind of like it, bro. The bush is dead. I'm beating it. But like, listen, I just think it's so unfortunate Tauchman never got his fair share of outfield playing time, especially like when all three guys who he could be playing over were struggling severely. Like there wasn't one point this season where Hicks, Frazier or Gardy was hot at all.
No, yeah, that's the thing that kind of is the perfect storm, which is why I have defended Aaron Hicks, just because it was a perfect storm. I'm not saying Mike. I said on the last or I don't know if it was last time or 2 weeks ago. I do think Tauchman should have got at bats over Hicks, especially when Hicks started the season so poorly, and his struggles were mainly from the left side. So it just made so much more sense to start Tauchman in center field, and then that solved kind of the problem of getting at bats for Clint, because you could leave Clint in there, let him get comfortable, let him get reps, because he was clearly off timing. Yeah. And then you can take out a guy in Hicks who was not only struggling at the plate, but he was also not playing defense well. Like, Aaron Hicks has not played a good center field this year, and Mike Tauchman is one of the best outfielder defenders in baseball. So I'm just more of I don't think that Mike Tauchman was going to get I don't think that Mike Tauchman is worse than Aaron Hicks, but my point was, I don't think the Yankees are going to utilize him properly. So if they're not going to, then trade him. But they traded him, and they got a 5.4 ERA in return.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
No, it makes perfect sense. But as Sean says, the worst part of all this is Tyler Wade is back. It's kind of just like sprinkling like expired icing on a cake that already sucks. So there
oh my
you go.
Goodness.
No, exactly. So chat, I know this pregame stream has kind of turned into like a Mike Tauchman go away party, I guess. But go away funeral, I would kind of say. It's not really a party.
Yeah.
It's a eulogy.
You know what's gonna suck, Pat? You know what's really gonna suck? When
he dominates?
Mike Tauchman and Tyro Estrada dominating in San Francisco.
No, it's gonna suck. It's gonna suck. But listen, the Yankees still have a game in about 10 minutes. So do we have any predictions for tonight's game? Because I kind of forgot they played.
I think they're gonna look. I don't know. It's like tough because I want to say they're gonna break out and hit, but like, I don't see it. I feel like this team's lifeless right now. I don't know if this trade is gonna like compound it. I think here's my prediction. I think Kluber will look decent. I think we'll see him build off of his Atlanta start. But fair enough. I do again. I wish Mike Tauchman all the best. I really do think he has the potential to become a really good starting outfielder in the major leagues.
Yeah.
I'll be rooting for him.
I think the Yankees pull this one out tonight. Maybe that's just like my fake optimism. I don't know. I think Clint goes yard finally. I've been predicting it every night so far this season. I hope he goes yard tonight. Now that Tauchman's gone, like now we really need Clint to step up, because now we know if Clint sits, Gardner's starting. So it's like, bro, Clint has to play under all circumstances.
Wow. There's no like even pinch running Tauchman. Like,
oh my God, wait. So who's the pinch runner now? Wade?
You know who it is.
Oh my God, bro.
It's Wade or Bert Gardner.
Oh, we're really gonna miss Tauchman on the base paths. We're really gonna miss him on the base paths.
Aren't the Giants also good this year?
Yeah, apparently they're a first place team according to Steven.
Who's their starting left fielder before Tauchman?
Probably Tauchman, starting left fielder. Yastrzemski, no?
So maybe he's gonna play center? Who plays center for them?
I'm not a Giant aficionado here.
They have to be starting. I don't think they would get him if they didn't want him to start.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll see. But chat, we're gonna be live for the post game. Jalen, do you have like a cup so we could cheers? A bottle, anything?
I have this wine bottle that I was about to open.
Go for it.
There we go.
All right.
I can't drink it. I haven't opened it yet.
All right, chat. Ready? We're gonna cheers. 1, 2, 3, bang.
Oh, that's the camera. There we go. I gotta wait till
with the cheers, we're like our record's like 4-1, so like it can't be too bad. But
gotta do what works, right?
You guys know the deal. We're gonna be going live directly after the game for the post game show. Yeah, listen. Sorry to see Mike Tauchman go. I don't know what to say. It sucks, but we'll see you guys after the game. Let's go Yankees. Peace out, everyone.